Alright, here's the deal. I get so frustrated when I see people spending tons of money on Etsy buying design files. They scroll through and some of these things are really expensive and you're just really wasting your money because the actual design effort is really not that hard if you're using the right tools. So in this video, what I'm going to do is show you how to avoid that trap of Etsy by creating your own designs. So I'll take something from a concept through that actual design phase using the right tooling to a manufactured product, and you'll see how easy this is, so stick around. Now, before I jump into the design, I want to start with a bit of a footnote here, and that's around the tooling for graphics design. I'm using a commercial tool called Kittl. It's my favorite design tool, and I've done numerous videos on it, and I'll put one up in the corner here so you can go watch it. But I'm going to be very careful here to use only features that are available in the free version. So I won't do any AI generation or Copilot things that are in Kittl. I won't use any custom coloring or any of that sort of thing. This is just going to be plain Jane Kittl, and that way you can click the link in the description down below. You can sign up for a free account and you can do exactly what I'm doing here. Now, I will make one disclaimer. I will use some images that are in Kittl, and I'm not sure if they're in the paid version or the free version, but you can certainly import your own SVGs or PNG files, and you can do exactly what I'm doing here. Now, with that, let's jump into the design. I created a Kittl project, so we're ready to go. So I've got a new Kittl project created here, and this is where I'm going to put my 35th anniversary plaque. And since it is an anniversary plaque, I'm going to search for a heart to put on it, and we'll let it load in. You'll see there's lots of different hearts here, but there's one that I use on a regular basis for this sort of thing. Let me see if I can track it down. And here's the heart I want. Now I'm going to scale it up a bit just to make it a bit bigger, say somewhere around there. And I'll put it in the center. Okay, and next I want to put let's get rid of this search field here. I want to put a banner on this, so I have a place to put the names, and I'll just drop that in there, and we'll make it some reasonable size here. And finally, I will put a design on this. Let me see if I can find one that I like. This one's not bad. And that I'll actually make a little bit smaller. I'll put it up about here. Now, I want one on the other side, so I can just copy this one and paste it and flip it the opposite direction. And then I can just move it over here, and I don't have to worry about lining it up vertically because Kittl will automatically draw a line there. But I do want both of these to be a group, so I'll group it, and then I'll move this into the center so that it's uniform on both sides. Okay, so there's our basic design. Now I want to put a couple pieces of text on here. So I'll go out to some text, grab a headline, and let me just move this up so we can see it. And we'll put our fictitious people on here. So this will be Kevin and Linda. And we'll stretch this out so it fits. I'll pick a decent font for this. And a good font is this one called Great Vibes. It's a nice script. And I'll make it quite a bit bigger, let's say maybe 115 points. Okay, now I do want it to be fit into this banner, so I want to change this. I want to put a transform in here, so I'm going to pick an arch, and I'll keep it in the center again, and then I'll just bend these things down a little bit. And same on this side. So there's our name. And I'll put one more piece of text up here to celebrate the 35th anniversary. let's say 35 years of imaginary happiness. And again, I'll change the font, make this something a little more stylish. And you can also search for fonts here, but I'll pick this one. This is the one I like for this sort of thing. And I want to curve it around the whole design. So again, I'll apply a transformation, and I'll apply a circle. And I'll just grab this and make this circle reasonably big. And I'll also change this font size to something fairly significant, let's say 160. Maybe a little smaller than that. Alright, and we'll move everything down here so that it all fits on the page. And this circle may not be quite big enough yet. So I'll click this button up here to edit the transformation. I'll go a bit bigger. And we'll center this on the design. So there you go. There's our design. It was really simple, and it took, I don't know, 5 minutes. Now we do want to fix these colors, so I can just select these things, and you'll see that it shows me the colors that are used in that grouping. And I'll just make these black because we're just going to engrave this. On the banner, the background will make white, and these inner pieces I'll make some shade of gray, and finally the outline will be black. And there you have it. Simple design. And you saw how easy it was. Now you could easily go to Etsy and buy something like this, pay $15, $10, whatever, but you see how easy this is. And again, I tried to use only free features here. Now some of these shapes, the heart will probably not be part of the free version of Kittl, but you can go find one and paste it in yourself. So what I'll do is I'll now save this, and I'm going to save it as a PNG. You could also save it as an SVG or something, but PNG is fine for this. I'll optimize for quality just for fun, and I'll remove the background just to get rid of the white. Not that it would matter on a laser anyway, but that's it. And I'll hit download and save it. And next step is to bring it into a piece of laser software. And in this case, I'm going to use XES because I'm going to use the Xtool P2S. It's still sitting on my bench. I may then subsequently do the other side of this board using a diode laser, just so you can see the difference. And in that case, I'll be using Lightburn. So let me fire this over to XES, and I'll show you what we get. Okay, so here in XES, I've already put the board on the workspace and imported the background image, and I'm just going to paste my design in here. This is the PNG file. Scale it down so it fits on the board. Now, this isn't really a cutting board per se. It's more of a wall hanger when you cut it this big, but put it in there, do the settings. You can see it's fairly low power, fairly high speed, about 200 millimeters a second. And then I shoot it over to the P2S and do the engrave. Now I'm not going to show you the whole engrave because this video really isn't about the engrave, it's about the design. But then I actually flipped the board over and used the Acmer P3, very similar settings. Now you will see the dark spot there at the bottom. That's me screwing up, confusing millimeters a minute and millimeters a second. But when it's done, the CO2 side here you can see looks pretty nice. And flipping it over, the diode laser side looks virtually identical. So there you go. It's actually really simple to do a design in Kittl. Now there are other design tools, of course, that you could use. I just happen to use Kittl because I've tried all of these other tools and found this one the easiest for me. And I mentioned at the beginning, I've made a concentrated effort to use only the free features in Kittl. So you should be able to log in, sign up, and create an account if you don't have one. and create something just like this. And you know, hopefully it builds up your confidence in doing your own designs, so you can stop paying all those people on Etsy for designs and become a true maker, where you start from a concept, you do a design, and then you create the product. And with that, I'll put a link in the description down below to get to Kittl. That's not an affiliate link, it's a tracking link, so they know that you're coming from my channel. And that's really an effort on their part to find out who's coming from the maker space as opposed to that traditional graphic design space that they built Kittl for initially. And you know, hopefully we can kind of take over the world with Kittl and convert them more into a maker tool. And with that, I'll wind down and I'll say get out there, make your world, and I'll see you next time.